Hi everyone. Uh, Welcome if you're new. I'm happy to have you. I am going to give you a disclaimer right away to everyone watching that today's reading is going to be like none of the videos that I usually do. Usually they're organized, but today I just want to go with the flow, ask the universe what it wants you to know, what it has to tell you. And I'm going to shuffle on camera, and it's going to be mostly oracle cards with a few tarot in there, so very, very different from what I'm used to doing, but I just really felt called to do this. And then before we begin, I just want to I was thinking about this when I was earlier. So I was thinking of sharing this with you guys earlier, and skip to your pile if you don't care, it's fine. But so the way I use tarot readings, and I watch a lot of tarot readings on YouTube. So I have a lot of favorite tarot readers. And I use it to kind of almost guide my meditation. And I don't mean meditation in the traditional sense. I mean when I'm meditating on a situation, on an event, on an emotion, on a whatever it is that I'm going through, I usually have tarot readings playing in the background, and they allow me to explore certain themes and messages, and then I'm grounded by the speaker to come back, and to come back in my physical body. And so I just want to let you guys know that, like, not every video, not every reader, not every single topic is gonna make sense, is gonna like align perfectly with your situation, and it might feel discouraging, like, well, I watched that tarot reading video and it said that, he was gonna contact me in 24 hours and he hasn't, so clearly blah 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 blah, right? So sometimes it does give us insight into our future, and other times it's just a tool. And you guys could use it in a different way. Don't limit the way I use tarot. And I use it in other ways as well. But don't limit don't limit your experience based off anyone else's. And also try not to hold too much grudge against tarot when it doesn't show you exactly what you want. And it's a little hard because I feel like people always want to hear just the positive aspects of what they're inquiring about. But I think it's sometimes okay. It's even more beneficial when you hear the truth, no matter how much you don't want to hear it. Which is why I try not to like just give a positive spin on everything, because that's not life, unfortunately. Anyways, I'm sick of my rambling. That was way too long. Let's get into what the universe wants you to know. And it could be about a specific situation. It doesn't just have to be about, super abstract. We have 3 piles to pick from. We have lapis lazuli, we have fluorite, and then we have the cherry quartz. Whatever pile, whatever heart is calling to you, feel free to pick it now. If you skip my whole spiel from the beginning, this tarot reading is going to be a little different than my usual. We're going to do mostly oracle cards. We're going to do live shufflings, which I'm not a huge fan of because sometimes I just want to get to the message when I'm watching videos. But today I feel like we need to do something to spice it up, and we will get back to our regular usual readings by the next video that I upload. Today's just going to be a little experiment, so bear with me. So first of all, let's ask about what situation or what life questions or what we're talking about today. Talking about today. I wonder if that's all we want to get out of this deck. Maybe. So I guess we'll just talk about the cards as they appear. See, today is going to be, bear with me, because it's going to be a very relaxed, very go with the flow. Okay. So there is something on your mind, an inquiry as to what you should do. We have compass in reverse. There could be a feeling of not knowing where to go next in life, not knowing if you should pursue this person, continue this situation. There's someone looking out for you that's also urging you to look out for yourself, to nurture your soul first, to nurture yourself first before you give on to others, before you allow people to come eat the fruits of your labor. So what I'm picking up here is that there could be someone in your life that takes a lot and you give a lot, but you have cultivated your garden. You have planted the seeds, you have watered, you have taken care of yourself, you engage in self-care practices, you engage in soul searching, spirituality, trying to clear your energy, trying to be the best version of yourself that you can be. That can be you eat really well, you exercise when you can, and you don't have to be perfect. No one is literally perfect, but you do things that nurtures yourself. And if you not, I'm urging you to do so because you need to. But this person or situation, could be work life, could be like family, anything, is draining you, is taking from you, is not giving as much as it takes. And it's a lot for you. It's a lot. It's a lot that what it takes from you. And it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. I'm going to pull more cards. But I think there's an aspect of you that's like, well, the alternative, the leaving the situation might make you feel lonely. It might be scary. It's hard. It's hard. And you could feel very deeply for this person, this situation. You could feel like you need to be a caregiver, a healer to them. This can be my empaths. You guys might be empaths, whoever's watching. And you have this these healer qualities about you, this energy to you that just soothes other people. And I think that sometimes it's good to be that person, but you have to, it's taken too much from you at this time. And it could even just be work related. They're too demanding. And you need help. And maybe this video is it. I hope I can help as much as I can. But you need to call in family or friends, someone who you can go to express the way you're feeling, to express what's going on. You might even need to tell this specific person, listen, I can't give what you need. It's so hard being honest like that. It's easier to run away. It's just easier to not. But I urge you to express yourself. And maybe you feel like you don't have anyone, and that's okay. You can be that person for yourself. And that sounds kind of weird. But what I mean when I say that is, you know what the right thing to do is. You just know. I think I'm going to take one. Angels of the Four Directions. So it could quite literally be that you have 4 options, or there's 4 things that are weighing in your mind. 4 situations. So it could be quite literally a love situation. It could be family situation, work situation, health situation. It's everything. And I feel like it could also feel so overwhelming. Let's do some... Guys, I promise the next reading will be a love reading. Because I love readings. I love readings. But today I just really felt the need to do this. Could be for myself, and I hope in turn that helps someone else. Okay. So definitely some introspection is needed, some withdrawing to a healthy capacity. Don't ignore everything and anything, or do what feels right. Okay, because for some people it does work to ignore everything and anything. That works for me, so I'm not going to tell you not to do that, but within reason, within healthiness. So we have the Chariot, Seven of Summer, and the Hermit. Success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. So you are such a vibrant person, and whatever you do in your daily life, sometimes eyes are on you. It could even... You could be the front desk person. You can work as a receptionist. So the first thing that people see is you. You could be someone that does projects and people just listen to you. You could be someone who makes smoothies, and so when you're making smoothies, people stare at you making smoothies. Whatever the case is, you could be a barista. You could be a waitress, or waiter. You could be a singer. You could be anything, but eyes are on you in some way. And people watch you. And I think you've accomplished a lot in your life. And there's people who seek to reap those benefits. And I think that's okay as long as they're putting in as much as they're taking. And I think that sometimes you find a lot of people who don't. Then we have Seven of Summer, no more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. Guys, it's what we've been talking about this whole time. You already know what you need to do. You already know. And you start doubting yourself the more and more you procrastinate and you put off doing it. Find or be a mentor. Take breaks from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. And I feel like if you haven't already, but I feel a lot of you guys have already committed to your spiritual growth, you just need to possibly find someone who really inspires you. For me, it's you guys. It's your comments. It's fellow readers on YouTube. It's spirituality people I follow on TikTok. It's myself. It's the people around me. Like, you have to, if you don't have a one specific person that can be that for you, you find it in the ways that you can. You self-teach, you self-learn. Not self-learn, self-teach. But you got this. You know what you need to do. The universe is really speaking to you. Maybe it feels you're not feeling good in some way. Maybe your ears hurt. Maybe you've been dizzy. Maybe you've been tired. Maybe you've been having stomach problems. The universe is speaking to you in those ways. Resolve this. And you have the strength. And if it's about setting boundaries, which I have struggled with in the past, you got this. And people who don't respect boundaries, who can't respect them, aren't meant to be in your life. Pile number 1, if this resonated, I really need to know in the comments. Please don't hesitate to let me know, because this was very interesting. I really enjoyed being your reader today. I'll see you guys on the next happier love reading. Bye, guys. Pile 2, hi, welcome to your reading. So as I was saying previously, this reading is going to be very different from my normal. It's going to be very go with the flow. I'm going to be shuffling on camera, which I don't do very often because I just think I personally like to just get to the message without the shuffling, but I'm going to do live shuffling today. If you pick the fluorite, this reading is for you. So let's see what... Lord help me. Jesus. I'm not even religious, but you know. Okay, so... Oh my gosh, I'm struggling. So let's see what is going on. What situation you want to talk about. What situation the universe wants to talk to you about is more... Oh my God, I really can't get it together. Maybe you can't get something together in your life. No offense. It's okay, we all struggle sometimes. Okay, so I have to figure this out because that's gonna keep falling if I... Okay, so I hope the sound quality is still pretty good. Sorry guys. Song number 2. What is the situation? So we have protecting treasure, but it's in reverse. So I think perhaps you're giving yourself really freely in this situation. You're not putting yourself first. You are drowning. Okay, so you know when people are always saying, I guess the right thing to do when you're in an airplane and the oxygen masks come falling down from the ceiling is to put it on yourself first, so then you can help, you know, your child or whoever's next to you or the people around you. You tend to put their masks on first before putting on your mask. So you could be quite a self-sacrificing person. You put others' happiness before you. You put others' well-beings before yours. You give a lot. And this could be a person, you know, you give them, you're always available. You're always replying to their texts. Like, you never leave them wondering what's going on. You're just very available. Could be just to the people around you. And then we have the Wizard of Awareness, which I don't get very often. So I'm going to pull the meaning for that card, just to see what we have going on for that one. If, you know, I could find it. Yeah. So that's what I was picking up. Your soul knows best. Be still and observe. So I think that, you know, you're always wondering, you're always going in circles. You feel kind of lost when it comes to this connection. Like, you're like, but they say this thing, and they seem like they like me, and they seem like all these things, but I think you already know the truth. A person will not leave you wondering and confused and unsure. If you know, you know. And you have to observe if, like, they feel as excited to see you, if they feel as excited to talk to you, if they can't wait to make plans with you, if they want to spend time with you. I'm going to pull 2 cards from the Star Seed Oracle to kind of get more information. It's like you came to this reading already knowing what you needed to know, but it's just a confirmation. And okay, I'm gonna say this, it doesn't have to be as like, it could be that you know that they are the right person for you. They are excited to see you. They do show all the green flags. They do go out of the way to, you know, they text you first, and they make you feel wanted, and they make you feel appreciated. Okay, so it could also be alternatively that you know that it is the right situation for you to be in currently, okay? It doesn't have to be automatically like that they're not into you or that they're not appreciating you. fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposite extremes of life. So that's what I was getting, because with this card, it does talk about, you know, don't forget to protect yourself. Don't forget to nurture yourself. Don't get lost. Don't, you know, be wary of codependent habits. Be sure to maintain, you know, your independence, your own friends, your own life. But you ultimately know what's right. And I think once I was done reading that, I realized that it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, there's a lot of people watching, so it's different for everybody, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad situation, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be that you're unappreciated. It could be quite the opposite, that you are very appreciated and you already know how this person feels about you, good or bad. Because we have surrender. A new earth, it's happening, keep holding the vision. So I think that there is a person in your life that is who you need right now, what you need in your life. And it could be a very new beginning with them. It could be really new and you're almost a little unsure, but you already know that it is safe to love them. Okay, take that as it resonates, because I feel like very strongly that there are two opposing energies here, where half of you guys, small amount of you guys, it's not a good connection, but for the majority of you guys, it is a good connection. So it's really, really tough, and that's with general readings. Weight of the world, boundaries, let go. It's not yours to carry. Okay. Yes, I love that. So you have to remember to keep boundaries with this person. You know, don't, even if they're not trying to walk all over you, maybe you just have people-pleasing qualities about you. You just have to be mindful of those to make sure that, you know, it's not their responsibility to set the boundaries and respect your boundaries if they don't know what your boundaries are, if they don't realize, like, what's okay and what's not okay. You know, if it's not okay to text you at 12 a.m., you up, make sure to let them know that. And, you know, if a person truly wants to be in your life for the right reasons, that's not going to stop them. They're just going to be aware that that's not, you know, what you want, what you're okay with. And also be aware that, you know, your person could have karma cycles that they're dealing with. They could have emotional situations, mental health situations. You don't have to carry those. You don't have to put them in your backpack to lighten their load, because unfortunately, you'll have a heavy enough load, okay? So you don't have to carry other people's loads for them to still be in your life. And it's even healthier for a person to be able to, you know, work on things with the help of others to a certain extent. But, you know, it's not good to put everything on your friends and your relationships and your connections. There's a saying that always sticks with me, that, you know, your friends are not a dumping ground for your emotions and situations. Like, get a journal. Especially if you don't like to talk about your problems, or especially if, like, you know, you feel like you kind of get on your friends a lot. Like, definitely get a journal. And sometimes some thoughts are meant to be let out, but it doesn't mean they need to be let out to another person. You know, talk to yourself in your car, sing it out, scream it out. And that could be some advice more for your person, to not make you feel like you have to lean on them so much. They have to lean on you so much. I hope this is making sense. It's very, I don't know. I feel like it's going to make sense for some of you guys out there. But I don't think this is my pile. Sometimes I do these readings and I try to pick at the end so I don't, you know, have my energy in them. And just, if you guys are still here, just be aware that I will go back to our regularly scheduled, juicy, fun love readings, or at least more fun than this. If you have any suggestions for, like, what you would want to have a reading done on, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. That one is meant to come out. This one right here. Ace of Winter. Don't be I have never seen that word before. Oh my god. It says deterred. I'm so sorry. And I thought it was deleted. I thought that was an L because I can't, like, okay. Do you guys see that? Tell me I'm not crazy. The word deterred, the T looks like an L, so I was like, I've never seen that. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I've never seen that word before, and it really shocked me. I was like, oh my god, I don't know what that word means. And I like words, so I was really surprised there. Okay. Oh my gosh. Your girl's struggling with this pile. Are you struggling? Are you good? Or is it all me? Okay. Life experience. Let go of your belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. Then we have Princess of Winter. Inquisitive, truthful, realistic, undiplomatic. Information that can help you, which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness, an individual, child, or adult. Okay, so what's so interesting is that I feel like you could have had a tough situation where you might have had to learn to read the emotions or the situations that you were in order to not anger someone, in order to not to calm someone down. You had to regulate someone else's emotions at a young age. And I think you're learning to let go of that is not self-serving. That ultimately that allows people to take more than you can give, and you end up depleted. You end up not in a great situation. So I think you have to try to let go, and you are probably working on letting go of those systems in place that you have had because you've had to survive and you've had to, be resilient and survive. And I think this person, I'm not asking about the future, but this person is here to kind of help guide you. So I don't know if they're here for forever, but they're definitely here to deliver the news, to deliver the message, whether they actually tell you something. For some of you guys, they might reach out to you if you guys are not in contact, or they might just start up a conversation that is gonna be about something like this, like where they honestly, for some of you guys, this person's really freaking awesome, and they're just going to reach out to you and be like, hey, listen, like, I feel like sometimes certain things can make you uncomfortable, and maybe you're, scared to tell me that, but, like, I'm here for you. Like, you can be honest. I'm not going to run away. I'm not going to... You can't scare me off. And it's going to teach you to be able to express yourself, even the negative emotions, the negative aspects of how you feel. You don't always have to, pretend everything's okay. It's quite nice, this person. They're inspiring a lot. We're gonna get one more oracle card. And if you guys are still here, this is just so different from what I've ever done, so I'm like a little like unsure of how you guys will like it. If you guys enjoy the shuffling live, like the live reading of the cards as I go, let me know and I can just do love readings like this. But one more card, please. It's that one. Victim mentality in reverse. In reverse. I love that. And it ties in so well. Again, you know, in the past you have been like, no, they'll leave me if I'm honest. No, like, well, in the past this and that. And, from what I've learned, all these thoughts and all these, like, you confined your mind. You put bars around it. You can make yourself a little rigid in these mentalities, but you're getting out of it is the point, or that has been you in the past, or the universe is trying to tell you, listen, you don't have to have that mentality. Like, You know, if you've always been like, well, everyone always leaves me and these people do this to me, like, get out of that. That's not reality. But the more you believe that, the more you attract people that might end up doing those things. The more it's harder to separate yourself from situations and patterns and cycles. I hope that made sense. I want to leave you with something happy because I feel like this one was a little heavy. So let's get one more advice card, one more Oracle advice card. Actually, two, because I just remembered that Lord help me, Lord help you, Lord help us. Again, I'm not religious. For pile, I don't know what it is about your pile. I don't know. It's really tripping me out. Okay, so I just remembered though that I pulled two oracle cards from here, so I think it's quite interesting that I had forgotten but decided to leave you with something happy, and then I remembered that I needed it to. Anyways, I'm rambling, I'm sorry. Okay, what's going on? Some advice cards. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. We have breathe. Like, everything's okay. You are being guided. You are okay. I feel like some of you guys can struggle with anxiety, perhaps depression. But you're okay. You will be okay. If this situation doesn't work out, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be for the best. If it works out, it's gonna be for the best. Like, regardless of the situation, life is always gonna be good. Things will always be better. Super cheesy, but like, the sun is always gonna come out. You know, it could snow for 4 days straight, but on that 5th day, it's gonna be sunny. At least in Colorado, I'm sorry. Because that's where I'm at. Okay, so regeneration. You're just renewing yourself, and just the universe wants you to know that you are on the right path. Okay, so all this long-winded way to say that you are on the right path. You are doing your best. You are doing the best you can do, and your best is good enough. And you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be better than fine, because you are relearning things. You are bettering yourself. You are leaving toxic traits behind. You are leaving toxic people behind. You could quite literally have cut someone off recently, or have been thinking about cutting someone off, and you are going to eventually cut them off, and it's going to be great for you. Pile number 2, I hope this was helpful. If not, it's okay. Stick around for next video, because it'll be way more fun. Bye, guys. Hi, pile number 3. If you picked the cherry quartz, this reading is for you. I do want to let you guys know that so far the piles have been a little heavier than expected. Like, the topics a little more serious, but that's okay, because I also want to let you guys know that this style of reading is not one that I do very often. Usually I shuffle off camera, but you know, I felt called to shuffle on camera and read the messages kind of as they go. Intuitively read, and it'll kind of give you guys honestly a sense of how my process, because you'll see it kind of like, I don't know, more live action, I should say, because usually, anyways, I'm rambling. But if you don't like this style, or if you do, let me know, and it's okay if you don't, because I'm gonna go back to my usual reading style in the next video. I want to cough so bad, and I'm trying to avoid it. But okay, we're gonna talk about like what is going on. First of all, like, what situation the universe wants to look, the universe spoke. What situation the universe wants you to know that we're talking about, okay? So we have wishing well, and we have moonlight. It's something that lurks in the shadows, something that you don't like to think about, you don't like to talk about. Sometimes you pretend it doesn't exist. And you could wear masks, multiple masks, in front of different people. And you pick the one that will suit you best, that will suit the situation best. And I'm not coming for you, because I feel like to a certain extent, most people do this. And there's a sadness. There's a sadness to whatever is going on. There could be a breakup. It could feel like someone turned their back on you. You could feel like someone has lied to you, has shooken up your world by pretending they were something they're not. If it didn't resonate with you that you sometimes wear masks. But honestly, both could be, both could resonate. Because sometimes we attract what we are, and if we're not our true authentic selves, which is hard to do, okay? Because, you know, when you open up who you are and the real you, there's a huge chance of rejection, and it feels worse than if you were pretending to be someone else the whole time. You know, you meet someone and you kind of mirror them, or you twist who you are a little bit. You make yourself seem a little more exciting. And that's always less of a blow if you're rejected that way than if you're rejected for your true authentic self. And there's a little bit of fear of that. And there's a desire that you have. I think maybe you were holding on really tightly to someone or something, a situation that you wanted to deeply hold in your hand. And when I say that, I mean like in a fist. You didn't want to let go. And it took you a while to possibly let go. I want to read the true meaning for moonlight. With moonlight, we're talking a lot about signs and symbols from the universe. So a lot of you guys could really be attached to, you guys see a lot of birds. Or you hear a lot of birds. Maybe birds wake you up in the morning. Synchronicities, seeing angel numbers. You're a very intuitive person that has maybe recently shied away from being intuitive for whatever reason, and not possibly even doing it willingly. Like, you know the truth to the situation. You know this person might not be a genuine person, but you want to hold on so tightly. These messages are coming in so heavy, and I think it's because it's what we needed to hear collectively. But just remember that while it's not the most positive and happy-go-lucky, the next reading will be, okay? So I just want to put that out there, because it's heavy energy, heavy energy. I'm going to pull more cards here. This is the Starseed Oracle. That one is the Enchanted Map Oracle card deck. Move some stuff around. And if you can tell that when it's live shuffling, the videos are way longer. So, you know, that could be a plus or a negative depending on you. Okay. Activated Earth. Power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. But that's in reverse. Okay. It just ties in with ignoring your intuition. Choosing to turn a blind eye. Choosing to be like, well, you know what? Ignorance is bliss. And to an extreme level, this is not going to resonate for everyone, but it's like someone who smells perfume on their significant other or cologne. They come home late. They randomly don't reply to text messages. They might even stay out all night long and come home in the morning with no explanation. And the partner still is like, I'm going to ignore all that because ignorance is bliss. And only when it's confirmed, even though those are clear confirmations most of the time, the person still goes, no, you know what, I'm going to turn my back, because if I find out, how am I going to leave them? How am I going to survive without them? How is life going to be okay? The void. Stop, embrace the winter, great cosmic womb. And it doesn't have to be as serious as, you know, you thinking that your partner's cheating. But this person, if you're inquiring about a person or situation, is not loyal to you. It's not. It is not where you need to be putting your energy and effort. And I just want to say that if this is too heavy and does not sound like it resonates, then you should not be this far in. Because here's the thing, you might have had a situation in mind, and maybe this is the right situation, or maybe it's another situation that you're avoiding. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're not going to like this video. But maybe we should look into that. Okay. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. So it's the universe wants you to really go within and nurture your spirituality, nurture your intuition, get more into the arts, more into the occult. Possibly some of you guys need to go out and buy yourself a tarot deck and start learning tarot. Meditating. For some of you guys, smoking weed. Like, don't want to tell anyone to do drugs, but whatever your spiritual practices are, do them. And if you don't have any, find some. You can make anything spiritual. You can make a drive spiritual. You can make a walk in the park, hiking, anything where you can reflect and be in introspection is a spiritual practice. Cooking, yoga, stretching every morning, anything. Just, the arts are calling you. Okay? Spirituality is calling you. And a lot of you guys could, already do those things because you are already on a tarot reading video, but just intensify it. Go get a crystal that calls to you. Go learn about crystals. Go, and just start off small. Just go visit the crystal shop. Okay, you can't because of COVID. That's fine. Go on Etsy. They have so many good crystal shops. Let's get some one more oracle deck, and then we'll get into the tarot, and then hopefully that'll give us more specific. But whatever the situation is, it's telling you to trust your intuition, even though you're ignoring your intuition. You're fighting with yourself. You're like, no, like, they can change. It can be different. The situation can change. But it's like, you've been at this for how many years, how many months, how many weeks, how many chances, have you given this person or situation? Stuck energy. But it's in reverse. So if you've been feeling stuck, the universe is telling you you'll get out of it soon. You'll figure it out soon. And it's gonna be through spirituality and whatever that means to you. Maybe it could quite literally be religion. Maybe you need to watch mass on YouTube if you can't go to church because of COVID. Back and forth. I think you keep going back and forth with the situation where you're like, I know what's going on. I know that I can't be with this person. I know that it's not working. I know that it's not a good thing. But then you're like, but that one time that they said I was really beautiful. That one time that they brought me home flowers. That one time that this sex was really good. That one, you know, they text me though, they make me feel a certain way, a good way, but then they also make you feel a really bad way. It could be a lot of high highs and very low lows. So it's addicting. It's an addiction at that point. And maybe you could be like, I put so much, and I already mentioned that, so it's funny that I want to bring it up again. But it could be a lot of like feeling like you already invested so much time, so much energy, so much effort. I'm having a hard time shuffling these. It's kind of hard because I have like the tripod and like the microphone like right there, and then I'm behind it, and so it's like hard to get to the, anyways, so it's a little hard to shuffle. Okay, so back and forth and balance are both in reverse. We have the Prince of Spring. Was this in reverse? Yeah, I'm gonna read it as in reverse. Charming, self-confident, passionate, restless, immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, a passionate relationship. So yes, that ties into how I was talking about this connection feeling really hot and really cold and really passionate, and the sex is so good, but the fights are so awful. Like, they make you feel drained and like shit, and like you're not good enough and you're not beautiful enough, and of course you're never gonna find anyone better. Like, that's as good as it gets. But if I'm gonna share one thing that I've learned with you guys, because I have been in a relationship like that, it's better to be completely alone, sleep alone, than to be in this type of connection. Because eventually the bad stops making up for the good. The good stops making up for the bad, I should say. Balance. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There's no need to rush. But this is in reverse. So it just talks about being very out of balance. Not listening to your intuition. Because I believe this is the Temperance card in a traditional deck. It's a really beautiful card. But you're out of balance, and I think it's because you've been prolonging what you need to do. And it says that there's no need to rush, but there kind of is. I feel like there's a level of urgency to get away from this person if you can. We have the Hermit. Find or be a mentor. Take a break from society. A commitment to your spiritual growth. Okay, I'm sorry I yelled, but like a commitment to your spiritual growth, which is what I was talking about earlier. Okay, so I'm about to get really excited. This is why I love tarot so fucking much, because sometimes people are like, well, it's not real, or how can you can't trust readers when they have a pre-pulled out cards like the way I do. Usually on my videos, I like shuffle off camera just because, guys, we're only at 15 minutes with this reading, but it's like, it takes a long time, and I just personally, when I like to watch tarot videos, I don't want to see the shuffling. That's just my preference, because I just trust people. Like, I just intuitively like the readers I like and trust their messages. And so you saw me, no breaks, no editing, that I pulled the cards, and the topics we talk about keep showing up, and it doesn't get any fucking clearer and more synchronized than a commitment to your spiritual path is what is needed. I don't mean to yell at you. I'm just really, that made me really fucking excited, because it's just, I don't know. Anyways, okay. So it's also talking about you needing to find someone to confide in. I think that there could be some really strong toxic behaviors from this connection, and only you and every person who's watching, it's going to be the level of hurt that this person causes you is going to be different, but you do need to speak to one trusted person. And like I said, like I was telling another pile, I don't think it was this pile, if you need a journal, if you need to talk to no, but I did tell you, if you need to talk to yourself, if you need to be your own mentor, that's okay, because your intuition is there, it's just blocked. You're just having a hard time accessing it. So you just need to go within, because the Hermit talks about going within and going within and kind of just meditating on it and thinking about it. And if you missed my whole thing at the beginning, it was like 2-minute long chat about how I use tarot. I use it as like a guided meditation sometimes. So if you need to use, tarot videos like that, if you feel like you can't reach to anyone, also a really good source to talk to anybody that will like never know anything about anything, Reddit. You can always post on specific subreddits, like there's relationship subreddits, there's subreddits for anything you can think of, cats, acrylic paint, literally any topic that you can think of, and maybe you need guidance. And so if you post on Reddit, you could write like your situation and you need to hear people's input. But for some of you guys, because balance is in reverse, you might not need that. You might just need to go within and be your own trusted self, or find one specific person to help you out. But for others of you guys, it's okay to go ahead and get more input. But because this is saying take a break from society, and this is in reverse, take everyone's input, I think it's calling for you not to do that, for most of you guys. To not go and talk to other people and have them tell you, but hey, listen, it's not that bad. At least they don't beat you. Hey, listen, it's not that bad. At least they don't cheat. Hey, listen, it's not that bad. At least it's not this, or the other, okay? Because it doesn't have to be that bad for it to be okay. Something keeps ringing in my head recently, and I feel like it relates to this pile, is the fact that just because someone is not evil, just because someone is not the most toxic person you've ever met, maybe just because a person is not worse than your ex, doesn't mean that that's like you should feel guilty for wanting to not be in that connection. And it doesn't mean that they're right for you just because they're a decent human being and it's the first time you've ever dealt with decent human beings. Anyways, I really hope this made sense to you. This reading was just like all the piles I struggled. Anyways, guys, I love you guys so much. I'll see you on the next video, where it should be a lot more fun. Bye, guys.